Boss called HR 'cause I didn't respond to his texts while on vacation. Over the holidays I was on vacation time for 2 weeks. I ignored the calls, texts and emails from my boss. Now I'm back and have a meeting with HR. I don't even know what to say. Update. I'm a junior employee with no company phone. HR says my boss feels ignored and was worried about me since I didn't respond while on vaca. He claims a third party had a question for me on December 22nd. Something that could have waited. They gave me a verbal warning. BC my egomaniac boss feels this is not the first time I've been insubordinate to him. Woman facepalming. I'm already applying to new places as we speak. Listen to what they have to say. If it's not your boss apologizing, then ask them for written documentation of what you did wrong. If it's not spelled out on paper, just don't say anything. Straight off the bat you should thank your boss and HR for the meeting, but that your boss making a formal apology for harassment over your vacation is not needed, as you know it won't happen again. In addition to what others have said, especially about recording, I say go in and ask if your boss was reprimanded for harassment of an off-duty employee. 1. Check your recording laws in your state, country, wherever. If one party recording state, record the meeting with HR secretly with your phone. Point 2. Do not apologize or admit fault. You were on vacation from work. You were not available. Don't even say you didn't get the emails. Just repeat, I was not available, I was on approved vacation. 3. Google employment lawyers in your area and find one with a free consultation and make an appointment right now. I once worked for a Fortune 100 company and was deemed mission critical, yet had no backup and wasn't allowed to hire anyone to replace the losses on my team. Headcount 0. 6 months before my vacation, I began notifying everyone of my upcoming 2-week honeymoon and that I would be out and unavailable for those 2 weeks. I made sure that these notices were sent weekly along with my end-of-week reports to every division that I supported. The week before I was due to leave on the honeymoon, no less than 6 of the divisions asked me if I was going to have my laptop with me. They all freaked out when I told them no. And 2 of them asked my boss's boss to cancel my PTO. I returned to hundreds of emails. Another department attempting to replace me by hiring someone else to do the same job I was doing, and managed to survive it all. Those 6 divisions got absolute meet the requirements, only minimum effort for the next 2 years I was there. I eventually resigned about 18 months later and my boss was fired about 6 weeks after I left. Bring a copy of your vacation approval. Lol, this gon' be fun. We need an update too. Ask them if your boss is okay, alive? Because what in the world was so important that he chose to harass you during an approved vacation? Ask that he reprimanded accordingly. Had a DM call me one time while I was on vacation about metrics. Like, Jesus fuck, I am 4 states away in New Mexico, so what are you wanting me to do about it? You can easily take your 30 minutes drive and walk in to speak to my supervisors, or maybe, I don't know, call the store. Why is it always an emergency when you go on vacation? Sign nothing. Take a notebook with you and take notes during the meeting. Title the notes, Meeting with Manager, name and XXX from Human Resources about approved PTO. Put the date and time the meeting starts. Write down what they say and how you respond. Record the time the meeting ends. You should do this type of documentation every single time you meet with managers and HR, because detailed records help you prove your case if you end up in a lawsuit. Another strategy I've used is to transcribe my memory of the meeting in an email as soon as I get back to my desk and then send it to everyone in the meeting with a note to the effect that this is my understanding of our meeting on XX date and XX time. Please review and let me know if you have anything to add. This is harassment springs to mind. Please let us know how your meeting goes. It had better be a big fat apology! Exclamation mark. Ask them to document your on-call rate. If they say there's no rate for that, then say, well, then there's no contact with work when I'm not clocked in. End of story. Leaving a comment so I can check for updates. I hope HR has your boss hog tied in that meeting room like a piñata for you. Not exactly the same thing, but I had a similar experience. I was working as a personal assistant, property manager for a very wealthy husband and wife. The wife was so abusive with her communication that I would literally block her number at 4 p.m. each day and unblock it in the morning. I took a week off due to a death in the family. I had her number blocked the whole week. But her husband knew what was going on and why I wasn't there. The wife sent multiple people to my house to come find me. Tried to contact me via social media, etc. She was so angry that I didn't respond to all of the work she needed me to do. I quit as soon as I came back to work. Needless to say, they can't keep any employee longer than a few months. They were also illegally paying me and all other home employees through his dad's insurance company, when I was a household employee and never stepped foot in the insurance office. You don't need to say very much at all. Just listen. And try and get minutes documentation if you can. Let him talk. Then ask, if I'm paid to be on call, is it part of my role or position description? Who else with a similar role is on call? And if so, what is the roster, pay and relief process, as clearly there are times I'd be unavailable. No? Then I'm confused as to why we are in this meeting. I was on leave that I'm entitled to, that you approved, were aware of. Why are we in this meeting, and why do I check's phone have X missed calls, X texts, X emails, and a expectation that I be available and responsive while not at work? And what feels like a retaliatory meeting? HR, if they have a clue, will start to back away and try and get you out of the room at this point. If you have massive balls, then tell HR that you want to make a formal complaint regarding out-of-hours harassment, and that you request your leave refunded, that the purpose of leave is to rest and disconnect and that was taken from you. You may as well push it, because your boss is going to go after you regardless from now on. Ask for your PTO back. Walk in there and immediately ask why you need to be there for your boss to be disciplined for contacting you over your vacation. You say, I was on vacation and I left my phone at home. My boss was aware of my vacation time and provided no advance notice that I was required to respond. While I was out, I would start looking for another job. You will probably have a target on your back afterwards.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.